Hi Aries, and welcome. This is your general horoscope for the month of October 2017. I can't remember the name of the cards, I'm sorry, but it's a new deck. Well, not brand new. I've been using it on and off again from time to time. And it's bigger, so it's a little harder to shuffle, but I did shuffle and laid out all your cards for you. And like I said, it's been a while since I've used these cards, so I got to get used to them again. So let's just get started with you. So month of October 2017, Ace of Pentacles. Now, beautiful card to start off with. It is abundance, prosperity, and aces to me are a yes card. So whatever questions I did not answer, it is a yes to. Brand new beginnings, and it could be financially brand new beginnings. It could be a new way of spending your time, so on and so forth. So, but great card to start off with anyway. And the next card we have is the Seven of Wands. As for this card, sevens, the number 7, let's go to my cheat sheet. It shows the completion of a cycle and can bring changes. So changes are coming about. And this one, I believe, if you look at the traditional tarot decks, is kind of on the defensive. And so you could be in a defensive mode right now. And it could be that there's a good reason you're in a defensive mode. There could be actual people there that you're defending, or it could be a situation that you're defending, could be a relationship that you're defending, but you're defending something. So there could be a good reason why you're defending. But for others, probably a small percentage of you, it's just there's actually nobody there, so there's nothing really to defend, but you're just like having that defense mode up. It's a mechanism for you, and it's kind of automatic for you for some reason, but there could be no reason to be defensive. But for others, there could be a darn good reason why you're defensive. So, but it does bring about changes. So it's being in a defensive mode and having your walls up or your guard up. And what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Being defensive, but it could bring changes. So it could be a negative change, it could be a positive change, one of the two, but change is involved here. And next card we have is a double card. Basically, in traditional tarot decks, the double card could be related with addictiveness, being addictive, addictive personality. It could be drugs, food, exercise, work. Could be many things, but some kind of being in an addictive mode. And then it also states that whatever situation you're in at this time, and it could be negative. Basically, it's mostly a negative card, but we try not to, at least I try not to see any negativity in there. But the positive part about it is that the chains are loose on these people. So they can actually get out of it. And just remember that there's help all around you. You might have to find and seek it, but there is help all around you to get out of this certain situation as well. So just be aware of that. It is a major arcana as well, so you want to pay close attention to that. It could be subtle addictions as well. It doesn't have to be a full blown out addiction. It could be just even a subtle, a slight little thing. I want to just add, because it came to my head, it could be also being possessive as well. So look out for that. I don't know why I'm itchy right here. So be on the lookout for that too, as well. So the next card we have is 4 of Pentacles. And this is a good card to have too, because 4s are about stability. This is also a card of could be financial stability, I mean, even with your stable with your time, having everything leveled out for you. Things are leveled out for you and stable at this time. Maybe you do come out of this addiction mode, no matter how serious it could be, as well. But 4s are regarding stability, and this is basically a financial card. So you could be financially stable at this time, or the way you spend your time or use your time, you could be stability in that too. But it doesn't really have to necessarily relate to that. It could just be stable in other places in your life as well. Like your work, you could be stable in your work as well, or in your relationships. You could be stable in your relationships. Next card we have is the World card. Now, this is a card, a major arcana 2, and a very wonderful card to have. It's a blessing to have in your reading or in your spread. And so what's going on here is that you've come full circle. You made a complete cycle. It's almost like good karmic energy. It almost relates with the Wheel of Fortune as well. They're pretty closely related, if you ask me. As to that, that's how I see it anyway. And it's coming full circle. It's a card of completion. So what else is going on here? I say that you could almost do no wrong in a way. I'm not saying that, you know, you could probably do a slip up here and there, but even if you do, you come bouncing back. So it's that kind of energy. Even if you did do some kind of mistake or something, you still bounce back right away. So it's good, just very good positive energy right here, and it is in your spread. It's also, I see it closely related to the Sun card, like to the Sun, because you know this kind of looks like the Sun right here, and the Sun is very vibrant, warm, and positive, just full on positive. And it's like wherever the Sun card is in your deck, it negates any negative card in your spread. So I say that it's also pretty much closely related to that too, since we have it what looks like the Sun here. But it is a completion, so you come full circle, and you know, you've completed a cycle. Next card we have is the Eight of Cups. Now this is just about walking away from something that just no longer serves you anymore, and it could be related to anything or any situation in your life at this time. You are guided. There is help there if you need it as well. What else is going on here? It's a little bit challenging with these cards because it's just, you know, it's not pictures like the other cards where it shows somebody walking away. It's just the Eight of Cups. But basically it is a card of walking away from something, a situation, a relationship, work, just something that just no longer serves you anymore. But like I said, you're guided, so walking away from it won't hinder you in any way. It's helping you. So, and then we move on to the Seven of Cups. So you have the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So you might be, since it's going that way, you might be going backwards just a bit, a notch, before you get back on track again. So that's just something that came to me, that because usually it's 7 and then 8, you're moving forward. This one, I think you take a step back at something. Maybe you're before walking away from a situation or some kind of issue or from whatever no longer serves you anymore, you take a step back to really think about it before moving back forward again. So the next card we have is the Seven of Cups. So you have another 7 here, and this is with the Seven of Cups, so it's emotionally. And the 8 could represent emotionally moving forward as well, and that's basically with the cups. That's why Seven of Cups, what was the Seven of Cups? But let's go. Seven of Cups shows, again, a completion of a cycle and can bring changes. So sevens is another, it's a cycle. I like to think of it, and I think I've mentioned this before, I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys, but I like to think of the numbers as trimesters in a pregnancy. So 1 to 3 months is the first trimester, and then so on, every 3 months is the next trimester. So that's how I kind of see it. And with the numbers with these, sevens usually is a cycle change as well. So let's see. So actually just another emotional change going on here. The completion of a cycle that can bring changes. So maybe taking a good look from the Eight of Cups. Like I said, taking a step back and really seeing the big picture about it before moving forward again. So that's just how I like to see it. I hope that makes sense to you. So let's kind of recap here. Starting off the month, and basically, like I always say, it's not just, I don't see it as I see the energies here just flowing throughout the month, so I don't really relate to it anymore. Like, this is the beginning of the month, the energies of the beginning of the month, because this is how we're starting. But you do start off really great with the Ace of Pentacles. So prosperities, abundance, new beginnings, and it is a yes card too. So whatever questions I did not answer, it is a yes to. And then being quite defensive, either for a very good reason or no reason at all, because there's nothing to defend. So I'm not sure which category some of you guys are in, but being defensive nonetheless, and having your walls up. And again, it's a completion of a cycle and can bring changes. And then maybe being, you can be slightly subtly addicted to something or full-blown addicted to something, but just remember that you are not bound very tightly. Those chains are loose and you can get out of it, and there is help there for you. And being stable either financially or with your time, so just stable all around. It could be in your work, but stability nonetheless there for you. And then coming full circle, completing a cycle, completion is there for you. There's warmth, there's success as well for you. So basically it is, the World card is a card of success. And again, completing of a cycle. And then moving on, leaving something behind that no longer serves you anymore, moving forward. But then you might just take a step back, because maybe you're unsure. And again, though, you're completing a cycle and it's bringing about changes for you. So before moving forward, I think you're just kind of reconsidering and looking at the big picture before moving forward, back into the 8 and leaving things behind. So but seems like change is involved in here, and I like it though, because it does bring you forward. It's not saying that you're stuck in any way, except for the Devil card, because some of you might be stuck in that addictive mode or in that addiction. And like I said, it could be just about anything. It's just not drugs, alcohol. It could be relationships. It could be work related. It could be food. So it could be just about anything, but like I said, you can't get out of it. And it looks like you come out of something anyway, because you're bringing about change in your life, at least for the month of October. And I like to say that these energies can leak in from the month before, like 2 weeks prior, and the energies can also flow into 2 weeks into the next month. So it's not just strictly into the month of October. It can leak into month before, 2 weeks, and 2 weeks into the following month. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it makes sense to you, and just enjoy your October. Happy Halloween, whoever celebrates Halloween. I don't necessarily celebrate Halloween, but I like the festivities involved in Halloween. I do like that. So remember, it takes two to Turo, and I bid you aloha.